151 loops around. Alexa, stop. Pretty good. Just tired. Okay. Do you need one of those? Is that what you said?
Rainy, what's Michaela doing today?
What does it look like? Okay.
Yeah.
She just got up. My mother always like asked you to brush your hair.
What?
Oh.
Good
Yeah,
excuse
I'd
to
rather
cut
have
it.
my boys.
She doesn't want it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell someone what to do.
I forgot what I got.
Mine would be-
It was like really,
Mine would
really
be-
cheap. It was like $40 on the side. You know, it was like $100. And I just had a wild hair that day. That's too easy. I'm on to go by now. So that's what I did. And then I had a little buyer's remorse, and I'm like, I don't want to use it, but I've used it every day since I got it. Multiple times a day, honestly. So anyway,
Yeah, Olivia's donated 3 times, and like every time she does it, it's so
Yeah.
nice. And then when I got my hair cut, 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
whatever, she
Yeah.
was like, shorter, and I'm like, oh, you can. Perfect. Because that's what I used to
did
do.
everybody put a ticket in the jar? Everyone put a ticket in the jar? Okay. Maybe we'll have some more ticket opportunities in a little bit. So not everybody knows everybody this time, so we're just gonna do introductions. And because I'm recording this now, this is a smarter idea. So if anybody is around, if you have a team member that you think would want to jump on, you can tell them they can jump on the Zoom now if you want to. Then we'll leave the Zoom on. I'll upload it to YouTube, and then I'll tell people where the minutes are that they probably get some valuable training information. So, hey, Erica, how are you? This is so fun. See, I love Zoom. Okay, we can see you. You don't have to talk, though. You can totally just rock your baby because it's, yeah, and I won't yell. Okay, or turn the volume down. She's like, I got a sleeping baby on her. So, the coolest. Isn't it cool? We can have meetings like this. Awesome. Okay, well, Erica, I won't make you talk, but Erica's been with us since, shake your head, September? Earlier, August?
June, I think. June, July.
Oh, June. Okay, it's been that long?
I know. It doesn't feel like that.
No, it doesn't. Okay, well, if you want to share something, you interrupt me. Otherwise, we're going to just do introductions. You're going to get to see some people, and then you'll just have to listen for the rest. So, mainly because I don't want to keep moving it, because people that watch this back are going to get seasick. So, but yeah, just yell if you want to. Oh, hey, Beth. Beth's on too. I can't see you, Beth. Wherever you are, it's super dark. Okay, I got to stop doing that because it's opening the whole meeting otherwise. Welcome to the Christmas coffee meeting. We wish you were here drinking coffee with us. Okay, so for anybody that watches this doesn't know who I am, I'm Kayla. Thank you for coming to my house this morning. Everyone here I know, or at least have gotten to talk to. But in case you're watching this and you're brand new to our team, we do team meetings as often as you guys tell me we need them. We do a monthly Zoom, so everybody across the country can participate. And then we've got our 2 big conferences a year, Rise coming up in Nashville in February, and then Nashville again for our nationwide, I guess, summer conference. It's our whole company. So make sure you put that on your calendar. I shared a team calendar this morning with all of our upcoming meeting dates and stuff as well. So we're going to go around the room this morning. I want you to take as long as you feel like you need, or as fast. I want you to share your name. Okay, I don't want to hear like, I don't know. Why do you do Wild Tree? So name, how long you got Wild Tree, and why do you do Wild Tree? We're just going to start with Brandy and go down the road. Oh, good. Well, that's perfect timing. Okay, go.
Right. Okay. I am Brandy Kelsch. I started July of 2017. I'm a team leader here in Wisconsin, and I currently Wild Tree for the community and the extra income. Done. Next.
I'm Jen Hitson. I have been with Wild Tree since November of 2017, and I Wild Tree because I love the products. It's just something I like to share. So I don't do it for the income. I do it to share the product because I believe in it. And I think it's a great product.
Hi, I'm Lori Peck, and I've been with Wild Tree since November 2017. And I Wild Tree because I absolutely love the product, and it gives me a possible future down the road to leave my job.
I'm Dawn Lewis. I've done joined Wild Tree in April of this year, and I do it because I like the product and I want the extra income to meet people.
I am Sarah McClanahan, team leader in Wisconsin here. I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary Saturday, let's see, on Thursday, I think it was 2 years. I Wild Tree to help families find solutions as a teacher and mama who's busy in the community and everything. I know how busy families are, and so when I can help families find solutions for their lives too, that's really fulfilling for me. And I love the leadership, I love the community, I just love everything that the company stands for. And I love that I've been able to meet Henry Bedford a couple times. Like, that's the coolest. It's a cool company to work for, and to feel respected, to feel valued, not just by our own organization, but by the higher ups. Like, they value every single one of us, and I think it's really a great company. And Wild Tree's always coming up with things that are bigger and better, and like what are they going to come up with next? Because everything that we have is truly amazing. So love everything that the company stands for. And the income is really great. It's awesome. It's very, very important.
It's like a record stuff.
Hold on, she might have something else. Just let's give her a minute.
Alright, I'm Michelle Mayer.
I joined because I like the products. And I like that.
I'm Heather Herbst. I've been with Wild Tree since March of 2017. And I joined Wild Tree because I love the product and for the community, all these amazing ladies and all my friends. And just for the personal challenges too, because I think it was always challenging me, but not too much. Just enough that
Hear
I was
that,
in my
people?
comfort zone. But not to not too much.
Erica and Beth, that's your person. That's like your spirit animal right there. You should private message her. Her name is Heather, and then her last name starts with an H. She's amazing, and she will help you get out of your comfort zone. Okay, continuing on. Not calling anyone out that I know is on the recording.
My name is Sam. I'm a team leader with Wild Tree. I'm actually celebrating at the end of 2 years of being a team leader here at Citadel for 2.5 years. I started more for the discount for my family, for the products, using them at home, and then it's just grown into so much more. I love the community. I love the personal development I have more confidence in myself out in their life, and it just continues to grow. And then, like I said, the community of all you and yeah, what's going on, but.
I'm Jamie. I did Wild Tree. I would have continued this academy in 5, but I started back up in October. I work full time, almost growing kids. The products are awesome. And then I'm going to school for being this will help again. So,
Awesome.
So yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
on my plate.
I'm Dr. Schultz. I'm from Wild Tree, and I celebrated 5 years in December already.
Yeah.
Where did time go? Why? Income, of course. I like the additional for kids, and of course, we'll become very good friends.
Awesome. I missed Brandy and Jen. So what was your why?
Super short. I'm like, Sarah's the overachiever.
No, that's okay. I just missed it because I was like, Brandon probably couldn't pull them up here to take it, but I couldn't.
I'm not still awake. I just said community and income.
Okay, that's perfect.
I just think Sarah and I
Like sharing them. I heard, yes, I did hear. Okay, awesome. So when I came to Wild Tree, can you guys, if you're on the recording, can you hear us all okay? Is it super loud when I talk? Probably because I'm standing right here, and then it's probably super quiet when the rest talk, but we'll try to make it so you guys can hear. But if you have any feedback, Erica or Beth, just chime in and say something.
I came here for a discount. So if that's you, that was me too. And then I started sharing the products, like Jen said, and I just honestly had a passion for health. I still do. If you know me, you know I love to like make silly videos on Instagram and like just be positive. And that's what it started with, because my parties were a great format to be able to do that. But then as I continued on and saw success, it became an income thing. And for my family now, it's definitely income. So I think that's important, because wherever you're at, there's not a right or wrong. But I think too often we downplay the income. And I think that's maybe why Wild Tree has stayed small too. As Heather works on personal development, she's still getting a paycheck from this and doing something with that money. And I think that sometimes it can come across when I'm the only one talking about that, like, oh, of course, yeah, Kayla's the director, so there's more money there. Yeah, but I was at every other step along the way, and I work at director level. Actually, I work at stars level. I always tell people, so that's where I'm going next. So, and I say that with confidence, and that's like my vision for this next year is to be I believe I'll be second income earner in the company. Then we'll go for 2020 top income earner. Realistic. Who was on the leader call the other night? Realistic goal setting, smart goals that can be measured. But why I say that is obviously Sonara is above our org. So every time I continue to grow, so does her income. So I got to work really hard to overbeat that. So anyway, I just don't ever want that to be downplayed to the point that we don't talk about that. But if you're not here for income, I think hell yeah to the products. Like anybody else excited about the H2 challenge, and just even for themselves, like some new recipes. And actually a lot of the recipes I've even had once or twice in my Wild Tree time, but I never go back and repeat, because if it's not laid out for me, like a freezer meal kit, that's probably why I still love those so much. I don't make them. I just do the same things, eggs with rancher or roasted veggies. And that's all amazing. So if you haven't done that ever, veggies in the oven with rancher steak rub and the bacon oil, it's amazing. But I'm excited that, like, I think you said this, Sarah, in your answer, which was lovely, that Wild Tree keeps not really wants perfect. It was just cute because slowly everybody was starting to giggle. Then it was quiet. Then you added on at the end. It was so cute. Yeah. Oh, and actually, Lori and Sarah got to go up on stage at conference and get cash. That's super cool. So in talking about like the innovation, I've just gotten more and more hooked as I've gone. So for whatever reason you're watching this recording, whether it's Shelly who lives in
Fenimore.
I don't even know where that is.
Southwest.
Or Nadine, that's her address is actually Eau Claire, right? But where is she? Is that where she is? Is that
Far.
Far away. Or whether it's Tammy in New Jersey, which is
Claudine in Vermont.
Yeah, so wherever you are, it doesn't matter what got you here, but I wanted to make sure I take a few minutes. Why I should bring a notebook is you can definitely just flip your book over. You might not want this one anyway. It's sticky. Grab one behind you. It must have sat in something that was probably on the table. It's open on purpose to this page. These are yours to take. And if you want extras because you have big goals of recruiting and stuff this year, they no longer send these to my kids. So if you don't know the story, Mike Gilkinson at Wild Tree sent me a whole case of them, of which I have lots of them. But in all seriousness, this book is still very important, I think. There was just chunks of it that we weren't no longer using. Like as you get further back in the book, Wild Tree doesn't use the terms anymore, critical success factors and stuff. So that's why the books aren't in play anymore. But when you get to the compensation plan, that's still our current compensation plan, and all the goal setting stuff is still what we talk about when we do an orientation call in our org. So today I'm going to ask you a couple questions. If you want to write the answers here, you can. These are your books to take. Or if you want to use your notebook, you can. And then we're going to come back and we're going to work on this SMART goals together. Okay. But for right now, you need a blank piece of paper or the Dream Big Action Plan page, just because you need some lines to write on. So whatever you prefer. And then we're going to use the SMART goal page. So don't write on that. But I want to ask you like a couple questions. So it doesn't matter if you're new here or if you've been here forever. Some of us have been here longer. I want to ask you 3 questions that Jenny Newt asked our leaders the other night, because I thought they were very relevant to what I wanted to talk about. Oh, wait, we should read the creed. Yes, I put copies on the table so you guys can share them. Anybody brave enough to start us out and read the first paragraph?
Yep, Sarah.
Sarah will. Okay, Sarah, we're going down the line.
At Wild Tree, our vision is to become the best and most trusted meal solutions company worldwide by embodying the principles set forth by our 160-year-old family of companies. Our business opportunity and meal solutions give you control of your life to spend time where it matters most.
Dawn, you're up. That whole little block under the world there.
Promoting the Wild Tree story and its company's philosophies to the world.
putting other people first because we know that we rise by lifting others.
Looking to find the silver lining in every situation so we can keep our can-do attitude.
Sharing love for our product, our team members, and our customers.
Providing great opportunities to our farmers, manufacturing team, and home office by being consistent producers. Heather?
Knowing change is good and that change means we are staying progressive and innovative.
Recognizing when our team members do something right and look forward and fight.
I lose my place too. You don't have to be embarrassed. It's okay. Oh, that's one of the old copies. How many do you have an old copy?
Oh, I just went to the book.
Oh, because there wasn't enough paper. I was like, and that's also why the book needs to go. That's the old thing.
Providing information that is of real value and with people's best interest in mind.
Seeing people not for who they are, but for who they can become.
Providing valuable business opportunity with unlimited potential for our team members.
Meeting people where they are so we can bring out the best in them. Having integrity and doing what we preach even when no one is watching.
Leading by example because you can't teach what you don't know and you can't lead where you won't go.
Setting goals, using positive self-talk, and never limiting ourselves in what we can accomplish.
Being for what is right and not who is right.
Using Southwestern principles to guide our decision making. Having lives we assume the best in people and work with focus on solutions.
Most of all, we believe in being examples of health, growth, hardworking, and positivity in every area of our lives. We are committed to building a company that creates a lasting legacy by building people to build our company. We are proud to represent Wild Tree as part of the Southwestern family, and we will work continually towards helping you achieve your goals.
Thank you, Jess. You had the longest one. So if you are watching the recording, we read our creed at the start of every meeting, whether we're at a national conference or whether we're at just a team meeting that we're having. But you can find the creed in Tools by just typing the word creed in the search bar. If you're on a computer, the search bar usually comes up. Otherwise, there's a magnifying glass at the top right-hand corner. If you're on a phone, it should be right at the top because it single files everything on a phone to screen smaller. But this is a good thing to have in your office. And you guys, if anybody doesn't have one, you're welcome to take your copies, or you can leave them today and just throw them back on the table. But thank you guys for helping me remember to start with the creed. Okay, so now let's do some question and answer. You're just answering these on your paper to yourself, okay? And don't overthink this. It can be chicken scratch or it can be in-depth sentences. But I want you to answer. And those of you watching the recording, do this activity with us. What are you proud of in 2018? That's it. That's the question. What are you proud of in 2018? So we made a good, if you're watching the recording, there's a little bit of noise. Typically we don't, myself included, love in here because obviously they provide a good dose of daily humor and or crazy, let's say that. But today, because it's between Christmas, lots of our spouses are working, there's just a ton of crazy. This is what you get. You get a couple children that are a little wild. So if you hear them, thanks for being patient on the recording. P.S. I did mute your guys' lines because somebody had some background noise.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys could even hear me because I don't know if I was muted or not, but we are answering right now. The first question that you were writing was, what are you most proud of in 2018? Don't overthink that, those of you doing this activity at home. And the second question is, where did you fall short in 2018 in your mind? We're going to do some sharing here in a minute, and then you guys will get to hear that. The last question, and keep writing if you need time, okay? So I'm just going to give you the next question because the next one's going to take some people a little longer. What does success in 2019 mean to you? What does success in 2019 mean to you? Just this part, but it's really good 3 questions to lead into what I want to talk about. If you are a team leader in my org or an LIT, you had access to a call this week with my coach from New York, Jenny Newt, and she asked us these 3 questions. And I thought they were so important in talking about vision and the things that we want to do in 2019. And then how do you get started is what we're going to chat a little bit about this morning at this meeting. Like, what do you do next? That's my kid. Isn't that charming?
Oh, he just found his voice.
He found his voice in the last couple weeks. It's not ideal to have children. Like, I mean, if you don't have children now, I would just stick with that plan. It's really good plan.
Might be a good soprano.
I could see the kids in the store, the little kids are screaming and stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's over.
Yeah, right? Like, I love it. Yes, I love my child. I don't want anyone to can't or didn't have that option in life. But this season is the hardest yet. I would rather take a newborn or up to 2.5. 2.5 to now has been like, I'll never have another. I'm serious. Like, I won't like them that much. Like, this age is just not my jam.
Yeah, that's what my mom said. She didn't like us until we got 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think that it's coming. I think it's coming. Although the smarter they get, the little more annoying they get too. Because sometimes I'm the things they say, and I'm like, oh. We had a play date just recently, and one of the kids, I asked a question, and the way she answered me, I was like, oh, it takes everything in me not to want to punch him. But that's just the way God made me. I would never hurt your children. I love children. I do. It's just this stage is just not. And it's probably because we have one, which is obviously the issue sometimes because you want someone to play with. And then dad's not home on long runs. So we got used to having dad home. In a couple days, it'll be fine. So. Okay, if you're just joining us, one more time, the questions were, what are you most proud of in 2018? Where do you think you fell short in 2018? And what does success in 2019 look like? So let's do some sharing. So I want this meeting to be less Kayla and more everybody else. And I'm totally going to piece of that banana bread. That's what that is, right? That's up next for me.
I'm leaving half of it.
Who wants to share what they're most proud of in 2018? And again, this can be, if you're on Zoom and you want to chime in, just talk really loud so I can hear you. Make sure you're unmuted. But who wants to share? Sarah's itching to share. So is someone going to beat her? Or?
Someone can go first.
I am still in shock that I made it top 10 in sales for our team.
Yay! Yeah, that's a great one, Lori.
That took me completely by surprise. No clue.
I loved your reaction. You're like, what?
I thought she wrote the wrong name. I'm like, yeah, right.
I love that one. Who else?
Come on, Sarah.
Oh,
No.
Okay, I'll go. I put that, I'm proud that I began my fitness journey, so I've lost some weight this year, and I'm going to continue that and continue to be healthy next year. And that, that I hit team leader. So
yeah, it's a huge one.
Yeah, very proud.
Awesome. I love that our focus is on our health and wellness first, and then our celebrations here in our business. Who else?
Okay. I'm really proud of myself for going out and doing vendor events because I think that was like terrifying for me at first to get in front of people that I didn't know and be social. And so I went with Kayla the whole time, which was not great.
Best 2017 memory.
But I went with that one to just see what I needed to do do, and which I did. That was
You
great.
still got, if nothing else, that's what I took away from that day is anytime you go out of the house, it's not a waste, especially if you take someone with you. We had a great time. You got to see how I set up. It was you were like, oh, I can totally do this.
Yes. And so then going forward, I did like the month of November. I had one every single weekend. And for me to get out, and I always feel socially awkward in those situations, but for me to get out and just talk to people and practice, I think that even if I sell $10, I practice. I talked to people that I didn't know. I got that experience. So I was really proud that I actually did that this year.
Awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. Because I think vendor events are still way scarier than a party. You kind of know what a party. I mean, there's moments, but no. Sometimes you get great ladies that come up to you, like the one you sent me to at the end of December or whatever. Last event of my season, Heather sends me to this event, and the people were less than charming. So, thanks, Heather, for that. That was great. Who else? That's awesome. I love that.
Sarah, just go over, jump off the bridge. I am so proud of my house.
Yes.
So I have been very embarrassed to host anything in my house because there were little cracks in the linoleum and the cupboards were way outdated and the carpet, as much as you try to clean it, had pee stains and food stains from our dog. You know, like, I'm just being real here. Like, I cleaned, and I was just really, like, super embarrassed. And so, Wild Tree Income has allowed our family to completely remodel our kitchen and living room, which is basically one big area. So, carpet went out, new floor went in. Cupboards went out, new cupboards went in. We painted. We got new curtains. We have new appliances. And so, Wild Tree, there's the Menards credit card bill and there's the Silica credit card bill, but Wild Tree is paying for that. Without Wild Tree, there's no way that ever would have happened. And I love my house again, and I want to have people over, and it's something that I'm very proud of. I'm very, very proud of that. So yes, my husband has something to do with it too. He works a lot also, but let's be real, it really is a lot of Wild Tree. So I'm very, very proud of that. And building a consistent team. So those of you on Team Mac Attack, thank you so much for being here. This has been a really great year, and I am very proud of building a consistent team. So high five.
Awesome. Come on, who else? 2018, what are you most proud of? It doesn't have to be business people. It can be anything.
I'll go.
Okay.
First one, of course, starting Wild Tree again, and then finally taking the leap and doing the health coach.
Very cool. Yes. Good for you. If you couldn't hear her, that was Jamie, and she said, jumping back into Wild Tree and taking the leap and getting into health coaching this year. Anyone else?
For me, I am most proud of the fact that this is Sam talking.
Yeah, they can't hear us. We found out with Jenny, like people like to know sometimes. So yes, if you can say your name. Thank you for doing that, Sam.
When I started Wild Tree, sometimes I struggled to focus on like my personal health and working out and just balancing all the things. I felt like over 2018, I found a good balance with everything. So just continue to grow on that and continue to make that routine stronger with all of that. So I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Awesome. I would say as her coach, that's what I'm most proud of. And balance is probably a hard word because I know a lot of people like hate that word. There are seasons where she's going to have to be mom more than other things. She can be at the gym more than other things in other seasons. Right now, she's chasing down her first trip. She's not going to say it, but I'm going to say it for her. So right now, that's a little focus. But when you can't find that good balance, do you know what we see sometimes? Someone will chase their first trip down, exhaust themselves, not hit the gym, not do the things she's doing. She's still doing all that. Then come February, March, and April, their calendar is a big fat zero. And at the end of the day, while the trip is enjoyable, it's not going to be the same if you have no future income coming in for your family. I say income because I know that's one of Sam's goals. For somebody else, it might be just feeling like a failure because nothing's on your calendar, or feeling like I can't even go to summer conference because my business just tanked. So all the things, I think that's so important. So congratulations.
And probably the last thing was one of my biggest checks helped us make the decision to finally get my daughter a pug.
Yeah.
Puppy.
Yeah, pug. They got a pug. Santa brought a pug for Christmas. Santa borrowed a little money from Sam's Wild Tree to help compensate. So
Santa brought it, but mom and dad gave it.
there we go. Okay.
That's how we told her.
Okay, I was like wondering because it's like that's what
She'll tell you that it's from all three of us.
okay. Oh, that's a good
Aw,
idea to say
that's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
Santa brought it.
What's the name?
Lucy.
Lucy.
She will write it
Oh,
for
I
you
like
if you'd
that.
like. I put paper down there so she can write it for
She's
you.
on the chocolate like mine.
Okay, I left chalk. I put markers. I put crayons. She likes to write. Anybody else? I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to talk. This meeting was all about sharing. Anyone want to share? We can come back to, so jump in if you want to share. Anybody want to share what they fell short on?
Me,
Yeah, please.
doing parties.
Okay.
Doing it. I mean, I've tried the product and I like it, and I just have to get over the hurdle of doing it.
And what do you think is holding you back? Sorry, I'm turning this so people can see.
Maybe the fear of them saying no, that it's, you know, I don't know.
Okay. Fear. Anybody else have a fear of just even asking people sometimes to book? That's a normal fear, right? Or you get there and then I have had a party. I'll tell you guys truthfully. I went to a party 2 Januaries ago. I'll never forget it. Everybody looked at me like it was way expensive. They made me feel like this big. By the end of the party, I literally was sitting Indian style on the living room floor, like in complete shock that nobody was going to place an order. It was so awkward. But guess what? Today, Ashley, you were at that party. Ashley is on our team. She's a recruit, and I've probably had 5 or 6 events. One of them being, if you guys saw my Facebook this summer, I did a Badger Liquor event here in town. Oh no, I don't know how long I was muted now. I hope not a long time. Sorry, Beth and Erica. I was just sharing that Dawn had shared that one of her shortfallings, we're talking now about question number 2 I asked this morning, where do you feel like you fell short? Dawn, put it back in your words. Where do you feel like you fell?
Not having parties, not getting out of promoting it.
And I asked her what held her back, and most of us can agree it's usually fear of some kind. So I was just sharing that even at my level, because I was I a director yet then? No, I think I was going to be promoting to director. I can't remember. But yeah, I was just getting ready to promote to director. But even at that level, I had a $0 party in January of all months when it's double credits. But it led me to so much more. But that night I came home and I swore. I was mad. I had paid a babysitter, like all the things. You know, I was like, I lost money. And then mother trucker and a bunch of other things came out of my mouth, unpacked the car, and I was like, this is stupid. But if you let that fear, like I could have let that build up in me, because in the moment I was like, well, what did I do wrong? What did I say? Oh my gosh, is this whole January going to stop? Like I really played mind games. But I went out to the next party, like our products were the best thing since sliced bread. That's what you just have to believe. And I believe they are in my heart. And yeah, so that is totally normal though. I do want to just validate, like those fears are hard. Who else wants to share? What did they fall short on in 2018?
Mine will actually tie into what you're sharing, is that I actually fell short in actually believing in myself, like thinking I'm not good enough, setting goals or not setting them, following through. Like originally when I started, I wanted it to replace my income, and I've been telling myself for the past year, there's no way I'll get there. So that's something that I'm really working on. And it's very important to believe in yourself and know that you are worth it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Thank you, Brandy. Well,
As much as I got out this year with events and stuff, and that sort of ties into the not having parties. I've had parties, as you pointed out. I've had fantastic open houses. But I am terrible at follow-up. Terrible. I'm good if it's somebody that I see consistently, or your 2-2-2 rule that's like my goal for this coming year, is to create a spreadsheet, make sure that I've got, but I honestly, I have zero problem talking to people. I have zero problem approaching people. However, I've run into kind of a brick wall with the getting somebody to have a party. And so the follow-up thing, I know if I was better with that, probably would have panned out. But yeah, follow-up. But and balance goes with the follow-up, because that's part of the reason why I'm not doing the follow-up is I'm kind of letting life trump on me.
Pretty normal. If you are watching this, hey friends, and you don't know what you referred to, 2 Tuesdays ago, I did a Tuesday tip. It was very short. I think it's like 8 minutes long at a coffee shop, and it goes through 222. It's the same system I've been training on for my entire business, any amount of time. But if you want to see my current words I'm using, it's in that video. I posted them below. It's like legit. The thank you email I send to my customers after our party, the 2 week later email I send. And then honestly, 2 months later is kind of sporadic. It depends on the season. If we're coming into the holidays and their party was in September, when I send that 2 month follow up, it says something like, don't you want to do your Christmas shopping with Wild Tree? Like I target market based on the season. If the party's in May, by the time I'm doing follow up, I'm already trying to get them to book July or August for back to school. So the 2 month later is very, I didn't share my words because if you read it, you'll see it's very seasonal. But the 2 day later, thank you, is where a rep that I just ordered from has still not thanked me. I'll never order from her again. That is the difference, you guys, in somebody that's a good consumer that will spend her money with you. You never saying thank you does matter. It does. It made me mad. And I said to Sam, now we're going on quite a while, and Sam knows the person. That's why we had this conversation. I did it to like bless our family before Christmas, and I didn't expect confetti and balloons to go off, like her to be so grateful I placed a $70 order. But something at this point now, just a simple thanks for your order. Here's my Facebook group, or here's my contact information for the future. Absolutely expected that. So, and I do expect, I hope that she'll check in with me in a couple weeks to make sure I get the product. I haven't gotten a shipping notice yet, so I don't even know if it's coming. I got a receipt saying I ordered. Point is, that is how somebody who's willing to just throw down $200 on the H2 challenge. I just want you guys to hear, like, I don't mean to sound like a crazy when one of you posts something in the team page about like, oh, my customer never got this product. What do I do? I just want you guys to know, like, a big part of our job is that back follow-up. Because when I check back in with Hannah, as a customer of mine bought a few months ago, she had an email sitting in her inbox now. It was my 2 month later. That's what made her think to message me this morning and ask about the H2 challenge. Just an old email. She's cleaning out in her inbox before the new year. You stay in front of people when you send them a thank you email 2 weeks later in 2 months. And our new system, you guys, you can automate that. I pay for Boomerang. You guys know that. If you don't do a ton of business here, you can use Boomerang for free. I do more than the allotted free, so I pay $50 a year. But I literally send my thank you email. I copy and paste the email addresses, set up my 2 week later, set up my 2 month later, and I walk away and never have to do anything again. It's all done at the same time. And then I write out my Christmas card and my thank you to my hostess. I stack them all up during the year and I mail them out the day after Thanksgiving. It's just so simple. Like to me now, so I don't mean to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but I don't know why you want to make it harder for yourself and then feel that guilt as you roll into the next year. Like, crap, I never asked her. It's been 3 months. If she even ate her freezer meals, did she even assemble the kit? And trust me, I'm so guilty of that. I miss people here and there. But for the most part, I check my order history and I make sure I throw them into an automated system. Because I don't have to be perfect. And Lori, if life did happen, all the people I've met recently are all getting all my emails and stuff. Yep. So they have no idea that I'm not working my business.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Anyone else? What'd you fall short on this year?
I will second the follow-ups. That's also something that I'm working on. And the last 2 mornings, I've woken up early and gone through the 12 days of Christmas sale and followed up with them. And then I made a big list of all of the people who ordered in November and followed up with them. And it was like holy crap, why don't I stay on top of this? Because now I have this huge list of people. And this is a ton of, it's a lot of copy and paste, but it's a lot of emails to look up. And it's just, and the new system is slick because you can look at order history and the email is right there. And so that's so nice to have it right in front of you. But it was a lot. And so, but now I'm thinking, okay, the people that I touched base with in October and, this summer, like, so definitely wanting to do the follow-ups. And then my health. These chubby cheeks.
Stop.
These chubby cheeks. I fell short with my health.
Oh my God.
It's real bad. So, like, the H2 challenge was like the best thing on earth to see because I need to prove to myself and everybody else that damn it, I can like follow something for 21 days. It's 3 weeks. Like for 3 weeks, I can do something, and I need to prove it to myself because I don't think I ever have really stuck to something religiously for that long. And so yeah.
On that note too, guys, I think we're going to do the March 10th is our next rally, our spring rally. And I think I'm going to thing for those that lose any amount of weight. It can be 2 pounds or 20 pounds. I don't really want it to be weight. Maybe we'll figure something out. Still in the works with this and my coach, but I want to do something to celebrate a healthier team, because the reality is we are not going to sell an organic, all natural product to some people if we're not healthy. And I don't think that's fair. I kind of want to stick up my middle finger at those people, but it just is what it is, right? We all know that. So the healthier we can be as a group and be advocates for truly being a product to the product. No surprise here, right? Most of our food today, besides those amazing donuts from wherever they're from, Mix It Up, right? She brought Mix It Up donuts, if you know what that is. Most of our food today is wild tree. Like, it's so important. If you're not a shake person, who cares? But then use rancher on your eggs in the morning or whatever it is. But being a product to the product is huge. If you're not doing that, who was I just messaging yesterday? I think Sarah. And I said, if people aren't putting in their own personal order every few months, we know that it's going to be very hard for you to market the product because you're just simply not using it enough. I know the products are consumable, and I know the rate-ish that a family of 3 is going through them. I know at some point you need to reorder skillets or kids' cheese or Alfredo or whatever. So, yeah, awesome. Anyone else? Short and 18, someone want to share? Okay, what about success in 2019? What's your definition of success in 2019?
Team leader.
Yeah! Woo! That is what I like, the vengeance in that. Like, yeah, I'm doing it.
And on that note, senior team leader.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, I like it. I like it. One up in me. Who else?
Getting healthy.
Getting healthy. I love it.
Oh, I second that.
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Anyone else? Success?
Laying on that beach.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be great. It will be great.
Will be great. Little language change there. Will be great.
Very nice. New words.
Okay. Anyone else? Why these 3 are so important is I'm finding out in my business is well, first off, I think you all should make a vision board every year. I'm guilty of being one that makes the vision board, puts a lot of time into it, and then thinks like, I made it last year. It's good enough. It's so good. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on there. That to me is hard to be like, let's put some more pictures and do it all over again. But what I'm finding is things change. What I'm most proud of this year, definitely the patio's on the list. And that's the biggest part of my vision board. If you go to my office, my vision board from last year's there. I look at it every single day. I used to think all this stuff was corny. So if you came to this meeting, you're like, I just want you to tell me how to book a party. We're coming to that. But this stuff's really important. So the patio wouldn't have happened if I didn't have parties. But if you are just booking parties to book them, you won't have parties like I do. I have parties like I do, and I have online sales like I do, and I have relationships like I do, and people want to join my business like they do, I hope, or at least consider, because I take what I think this year needs to be for my family, what I want it to be for my family, what I need it to be for my family, and I put that into an action plan. So we're going to work on a couple SMART goals here this morning. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, what do you want? My vision board had a patio as big as the board almost. Now, it did have a fireplace in the background. So the next house we go to, they promised me we'll live in a neighborhood where that would look suitable. This was not the right neighborhood to put a big stinking fireplace out back, although that's my vision. But this is amazing. Team meeting city this summer. Like, maybe it'll be warm enough in March. Probably not, but we can hope. But that was my vision. You might think, I don't own a home. That would never work for me. Or my goal is to lose weight or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. But a SMART goal is a specific goal that you can measure and that you give a time frame to. So the patio, I knew the dollar amount. I knew what I needed to do then in sales and in team building to make that money. And then I knew when I wanted to have it done. August 5th, because that was my sister's bridal shower.
And I was like, come hell or high water, if it's 200 degrees and no one can sit out there anyway, and we're in here in the air conditioning, we're going to look out at the patio. And I got it done. And thankfully the contractor could do it over the 4th of July weekend. It took a week that he's normally off, and the guys came in and did it for us. So it was super cool. Talk about the coolest thing ever. I fed them wild tree throughout the week. I got to love on them. Like, it was such a cool experience. And we went to a Christmas party this December, and we ran into some of the crew. They were at the bar drinking that did the patio, and they're still talking about it. Biggest patio they did, welcoming house and family, where I let them come in and cool off in the air conditioning. It was so hot. That's what my life I want to be. Does that make sense? Like, that's why I was so passionate. Like, I want to be that person that they remember as like a kind customer, an awesome house, a project that they can't wait to come and have a few beers on this summer and celebrate. No, it's best in spring or fall because there's not enough trees. So in summer, it's actually very hot out there. That's okay. I mean, I work in the morning when it's shady from the house. So anyway, I want you to turn your books back over, and I want you to go to the SMART goals page. I want you to take a few minutes. If you have an erasable pen or a pencil, it's better because you may end up changing these a bit. But you need to think through, for you, if you are making your vision board right now in front of you, what are things that you would put on there that you can measure and or track and or chart out the work it takes, and what do you want to see happen next year? A goal that someone sets, like, I want to lose weight, is probably not going to happen. I want to lose 10 pounds by March 7th because it's my 9th wedding anniversary, is way more likely to happen. Does that make sense? Like, you need to know what you're going for, and you need to have a tracking system of some kind or some kind of milestone goals in between. So take a few minutes and think about that. Sorry that you guys had my back there for a second. We are thinking about SMART goals. I'm going to talk to the camera for a second. So I will make sure you guys can see this. I'll upload it to the team page, but it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. So again, part of your goals for this next year should not just be, I'm going to use Sarah because she won't care, I want to be a senior team leader. It should be, I want to promote my first leader by, give it a date, and I want to promote to senior team leader by, give it a date. As specific as you can. If you don't know what that goal means, Sarah being a senior team leader would mean that she would have 2 direct leaders in her specific organization. I heard a uh-oh. Is that mine? I don't think so. Mine says uh-oh, but... That might have been fast. Again, if you are watching the recording, and skip ahead a few minutes here, probably 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to let them just write, and then we're going to chat a little bit. They're going to get some tickets for prizes. I do prizes when you come to my house. I'll always try to come to the team meetings. Actually, if you live far away, always try to come to the rallies. Wouldn't you guys agree? The 2 big ones at least. Even if you live like 5 hours away, come. I'll house you. We'll put up an air mattress or something, or someone in our team will take you in and have you, because it's definitely worth coming for those weekends. Bring a guest. We talk them into Wild Tree. That was a toilet seat, I think.
No one's crying. No one's crying.
No, I just meant, like, sometimes potty can be
you know,
Oh, someone's in the bathroom.
just don't want someone to have an accident or something. When you hear and then it's quiet, then you hear toilet seat, it makes you think. The other day I had in the bathroom. I dropped my earring from Stella and Dot in the toilet after I peed. And I sat there for like 5 minutes and I contemplated, I don't know if I want the earring that bad. And I'm like, I have gloves Nate bought me to wash dishes because my hands get so dry. And he's like, these are gloves. I never do. So I used those, got the earring through the gloves in the garbage. Winning. Like, I figured it out, sterilized the earring, and now they're just fine. I pulled the sweatshirt off to take a bath, and I was like, where'd that earring go? And then I was like, nope, right between my legs. And I'm like, they were Black Friday specials. It's not like they were like a fortune, but to me, anything over $6 is like worth digging in pee probably. So I did it. I think maybe that's why I'm successful here is I have the determination. I had to think about how I was going to solve the problem. But I was like, I didn't let those earrings go down the drain, literally. Okay, who wants to share? And any goal, you don't have to read out 10, just something that you wrote down. With following the SMART principles, so something that we can measure and something that you have a timeline to.
4 credit cards by the end of May.
Ooh, good one.
Wow.
Thank you for a good date.
They don't have big balances on them. These are the small ones.
But that's okay. But it's nice to get rid of small amounts that you owe and knock things off for credit purposes. That's good for you, Sarah. Who else? Michelle, I think you were going to say something.
Add one person to my team by the end of the year.
Ooh, good one.
This year?
Next year. Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
I got add 2 team members by 131.19.
Love it. Awesome. Write your name on your tickets.
50% parties to 50% events, first quarter of 2009.
Very good. That's very easy. Easy to track.
Work out 5 days a week starting next week.
Oh, good one too. That's easy to track.
I used to do it all the time.
Yeah. I will tell you, from July when you and I had a heart to heart here at my house to now, I have made a day and night transition. It is just easy. It's part of my day. I don't feel stressed about it. It's just I started in steps for 2.5 years, Lori, so I feel your pain. And Sarah, I know we were in the same, we were in the same challenge groups for how long? And every day we all did it and it was routine. Then I had a baby and then I quit the groups and everything just went haywire. Yeah, it's different. Different. These ladies knew me in my best shape of my life.
Team leader by June.
Oh. Okay, specific. Sam?
Senior team leader by July.
Yep. Fabulous.
I went to Byster, senior team leader Byster.
Yeah, that's it.
That's kind of what I was going for. Going to Stir.
Yeah. Yes, going to Stir is a good one. Who else? Full? Go ahead, Jess.
Mine's all about my health now, like I was for the whole day thing. So I need to take my health back like huge for 2019 because the last few weeks I have been struggling. I have diabetes and I've been having a lot of flare-ups, and it doesn't seem to matter what I do lately. And I know part of it's my own doing because I have life that has gotten in my way that I've used as an excuse. So I've already told my family for Christmas, like, it's about mom now. And that's just how it needs to be because I can't take care of you if I'm not taking care of you. So this weekend I'm going to purchase the H2 kit.
Okay. Yes, that's amazing. Take all the tickets.
And I'm going to start that. I need to weekly meal plan, which the H2 kit will help me get started, which is great. I need to take my meds daily. Like, I need to find a way just to, like, do that. So that's a huge thing, whether it's reminder notes or phone reminders or whatever. That's huge. To also open my home twice a month is one of my goals. I can do menu planning with customers like that too, that if they're struggling, and then I can do my own menu planning at the same time and kind of do it. And then I need to add workouts. So my goal is 3 times a week. And then I want to lose 20 pounds by April.
Awesome.
That's how I'm going to start my health.
She gets like 20 tickets.
Yeah, we're going to give her these tickets. I have more though. Don't worry.
That's awesome.
I got like choked up listening to her
I know.
because I feel like
do in life if you're not taking care of yourself. I really believe that 100%. I have been much better in the last 6 months, more efficient. I just really do feel like it matters. That extra half hour in the basement of working out and praying. I obviously, if you're not a faith-based person, this is not to force my beliefs on you, but I do think that some of your team members who reach, I don't want to call them out on camera, but a few of your team members have reached out to me because every day I share a Bible verse first thing in the morning. And that piece of that accountability starts with that. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, make my bed, I work out. All of it does change your life. It doesn't have to be that routine. And 3 times a week is huge to start. It's huge. But to menu plan twice a month and open up your, did my kid just take another cookie really quick?
Yeah, maybe sharing.
Maybe he's sharing with Ali, I hope, because he just took one like 32 seconds ago, right? I'm not losing my mind. Okay, well, there's gonna be a stack in the basement. Fife will go get them. So it's okay. If this is how it ends later, she'll hunt down the crumbs. It'll be fine. But that's awesome, Jess. Thank you for sharing. That is just awesome. Who else? Success in 19, please.
I want to make sure that I post on Facebook 2 to 3 times a week for all of January, because I believe if I do it all of January, then it'll just become routine.
Yes.
Because I use Wild Tree every day, but I'm not posting pictures. I feel like I take really bad food pictures for some reason.
People still like them. You want to know?
I know.
About baking bacon in my recipe club. I got like 30 some likes. The most likes I've ever gotten on a post bacon.
It is ridiculous.
It's
We do not
bacon.
make pretty pictures. I get more comments or likes or looks on, I held up a spice jar in front of whatever I was making. They didn't even see the food. And I sold 2 California style garlic peppers.
Okay, yeah, see, I need to, I'm using it. I'm just not posting it then.
Yeah.
So I need to just get into.
And don't be self-conscious about it. Just focus
Just do,
on it.
yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what I need to get better.
If
Make
they
it
don't like
real.
it, they can leave the group.
Yeah.
Chris always jokes. She'd rather see her team place an empty, post a picture of the empty paper plate after dinner than not post it all. That's like what she teaches her team, and I love that concept because truth is, just you doing the follow up that we're talking about. It's really about Kayla Troutman continuously coming up. You might feel a little naggy at first until you get comfortable with it. Now we just expect everybody to wake up every morning and get some form of Kayla Troutman in their life. Like, you're going to get some kind of notification. That's good, because that's who they think of when they do decide to change their lifestyle and get healthy again, or they're looking for a Christmas gift for someone, or they just want to try some new meal. They're going to think of Heather and her awesome picture she posts.
One of my sister-in-law's best friends, she's been in my group since like I started following, and all of a sudden one day there's a Harrison on deal that she ordered the shakes and $50 worth of product.
You just never know.
Well, she's tried stuff when I brought it, but
Yeah, and I know that personally for me, when I do a ton of my meal prep on Sunday, I don't know if you've seen, but I do like egg bakes, I do all kinds of things. I clearly don't post all 20 of my things that night, then I have some pieces to kind of put out that are realistic through the week as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sometimes take pictures of things that I'm making, like tonight, let's say, and I already have things scheduled. Sometimes, if you guys run a Facebook group, there's a free opportunity where you can put a picture in your group, type the post, and then if you're on a phone, I think it's at the top. If you're on a computer, there's a little clock. We got to look for it in the post. You can schedule that post. So I've already got the next couple weeks scheduled. So if I don't need another post for today, I just take tonight's dinner and I put it out 3 weeks from now, because that is my real dinner. It's what I ate. And sometimes I make sure it doesn't say like tonight. I'll say like, oh, I just made this recently and wanted to share. Like, it's all about the lingo. Or you can take from each other. Just say something like recipe share from my dear friend Heather, and then you can put in quotations what she said if you want to, but you don't want to fake it. I'm not saying like take things that you didn't do. Yeah, don't say that's what I made for dinner tonight on my plate, because I will be like, no, she didn't. I will comment now. Like, that's my food, I say now, and I point up. So, but I'm totally fine if you say like, you know, I have this great Wild Tree friend and this is what she made for dinner tonight. You don't have to call me out or anything. But I think that that's really important. Just the consistency piece on social media. I love that. And that's very trackable and like measurable, what you just said. So awesome. Who else? Success in 19. Yeah, Jamie.
Every week.
Oh, that's a good one. Meal plan every week. Awesome. Jamie, what were you going to say?
One, I'd like to hopefully be able to graduate in June.
Oh, good one.
And then I want to pay for my son's European trip by August.
Ooh,
They had a nice trip in June of 2020, so he's stoked about that.
that's very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Oh,
I'll go too.
in a
Awesome.
suitcase.
Awesome.
20 pounds by 215.
Oh,
Way to go.
I do everything I normally used to do. It shouldn't take probably 20 pounds. I can do 20 pounds.
Where are you gonna take it from?
Honey, I'm like looking
Take
at
it back
having
to
to buy
girls.
new clothes because I can't even reach my toes anymore to tie my damn shoes.
I know that.
That's right. That's Jen's problem too, probably right now. Jen is pregnant. I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying.
That's an awesome
She's
goal.
sitting right, like you can kind of see her. She's right in front of my tree in the picture, but she's in a nice comfy chair back there.
Smart.
I have 30 pounds by August 8th, but you make me want to up the ante because our 10-year anniversary is 8/8. And
Raise your hand if this is your 10-year anniversary year. There, I knew the answer to this. There's so many of them. Okay, there we go. There we go. Why I asked that question is I knew there's a bunch of us this year that all have our 10th wedding.
It's like really close to mine.
Yeah, mine's February. It's coming
Mine's
up.
26.
Okay, mine's the 21st. So
I got a little bit of time, and we've never taken a honeymoon, and so I don't have. This isn't a smart goal, but I would love to go somewhere with my husband. I don't know where. I don't know. I mean, he talks about going to Sturgis. Me.
I mean, Sturgis is okay. I've been there. It's like I wouldn't say it's anniversary worthy. I would say it's,
anniversary. It's like right.
oh,
this
is it?
beginning of
It could
August.
be fun. It could be fun. I mean, Mount Rushmore is cool. I love Mount Rushmore, but I mean, Sturgis itself is like, you know, people and nudity and I don't know. It's just that's not my kind of anniversary trip.
No,
Mine is
no.
Mai Tais or mojitos on the beach.
So anyway, what do you do with those? Do you have a pocket?
Yeah, where are you putting those cookies?
Yeah, do you have a
Are
pocket?
you?
Take
Are
some
you?
fruits over
Yeah.
here. Take some fruits, Natalie.
It doesn't have any blueberries.
Be on the side.
Have fun.
Please don't love it. Stick it to anything.
Oh,
Okay.
CC,
Oh, they come on my stool?
Coming up here.
We'll make room for you. Come on up.
Well, anyone else?
I have
I
10
feel
pounds a
like
quarter.
Oh, that's a good one. 10 pounds a quarter. That's a good one.
I would like that. And then a minimum of 3 parties a month just to get started.
Oh,
Once I get
yeah.
started.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so let's if you want to add something, so we're gonna have time, but I want to make sure I give you guys like a half hour here at 10:30 to just be able to mingle, have some more food, coffee, and get to network with people if you want. So I want to just chat about like when you have these goals, and I encourage you to finish this. Like if you're partway in the process, you don't really have your year mapped out. The process would be to do this, do the homework, think through. If you turn the page back one in the book, it's 20 what's to your why. Re-ask yourself those questions. Set your goals. Create your vision for your family. I would do a personal vision board. I do think it's powerful. If you're not one that's going to cut construction paper and stuff, you can buy like a pin board, like a, what am I trying to call it? A bulletin board. That's what we used to use. Now it's just a collection of things. But we used to have a big bulletin board that we just change out pictures and things we wanted for the year. Now that's all like accomplishments, like race medals, and Macaulay's little heartbeat when he was in my belly is on there and you can listen to it. That's super fun, right? But that doesn't, like, that wouldn't push me, obviously. You need to be changing your vision and it needs to be visual. So if you need ideas, you can walk in the office and see. I also definitely encourage you to have some kind of workspace in your home, even if it's portable, meaning you have a backpack that you keep like set up for your wild tree time. You pull it out and you sit at your kitchen table, or you make a space at the island for that night and then you pack it back up. Or if you are lucky enough, like myself, to have an office, I know many of you just rearranged your offices, awesome, but a workspace is an important part of this. And then you need to get to work. And this is the part where a lot of people get stuck. And it sounds so obvious because you're here and you're fired up. And those of you watching the recording are obviously committed and invested, or you wouldn't be on a recording that's this long watching this meeting. So you care about your business. And I just want you, it's just trucks and things going down slides. Don't panic, Lori. No, it's been a while since you had littles in the house, yes. I want you to say to yourself today, like, I'm going to get into these daily practices and do the work. Starting with, if you have nothing on your calendar for January, it's okay, it's not a problem, but it's going to become a problem come January 15th when everybody else is starting to pull numbers and earn business bucks and whatever, that will be your first moment of defeat. So I'm mentally preparing you now. Don't let it get to that. People are around this weekend. People are around next week. People are ready to change their lifestyle. So ask them to join you, whether it's an H2 challenge sale, whether it's asking for those parties, whether it's booking your own party. That's a huge thing if you don't have that booked for January, especially obviously like Sarah, you've got a great reason to host a couple of times. Jess wants to work on menu planning, whatever it is, like now really is the time. Truthfully, the last 2 months was the time to book January. So I'm setting realistic expectations for you. You have to start working on January ASAP because my calendar now is booking February and March. And that's not because I'm a pro booker. It's because people's brains take time. I want everyone to hear that loud and clear. I think sometimes people think, well, she just has a full calendar because she's always working. That is a part of it, of course, because I have a rolling cycle of people. But coming off the holidays, if you're not right now very uber focused on January, people are going to start to tell you, how about February or March? It's just going to be the language. Or like Sarah, they've been putting it off because they're a little bit frazzled with New Year's and Christmas just happening. The tree's got to come down. People got to go back to work. Your best bet is to get those parties booked as soon as possible, okay? How do you ask people to have a party at this point? Hey, I was just at a team meeting today and I'm super fired up. Or I just talked to my coach or did a training this weekend. And I know this is kind of that weird period where nobody knows what day of the week it is. Nobody knows what holiday we're still celebrating, but I'm reaching to fill my January. Is there any chance you'd consider hosting a Wild Tree party with me January XX or X? Like, it doesn't have to be hard. I don't say anything special. That's literally the voice message I send to people. And if I record it neutral, I forward the same voice message to like 6 people. You can do that. And then I'm done for that day. I did my content. So don't overcomplicate this. It's nothing hard. But I think so many times we're afraid to just be honest and say, hey, here's the deal. I need a couple of hostesses to kick off my year. If I don't get this now, the chances of you getting something in February, March, and April go downhill fast. I'm not being negative. People are going to jump on board in March and book March. But your excitement is now. You're at this meeting now. You've been in the business long enough, all of you. So I highly encourage you, book January. And it's okay to ask a few friends and family if they'll do you a solid. I always say, will you do me a favor, is how I word it to my loyal customers. And if you don't know this, I had to pull that card out in October. I had a ton of cancellations. My November and December was looking like poo-poo. So I had to pull out the old, hey, Stephanie, it's been 1.5 years since you hosted. Can I ask you a salad? She's like, absolutely, I'll host for you. So sometimes we're too afraid to just ask that question as it is, like, hey, will you host? Guess what Stephanie's party led me to? Not only some huge sales this month, my best sales ever, maybe, but just new parties for the next year and people that are excited and someone that's considering Nature Challenge. So the party is really just the start. Please don't get too focused on this. Your 3 parties, can I use you, Dawn? Is that okay? Your 3 parties you want to do is going to explode your business. It's not going to just be, 3 parties and $350 in sales each, whatever. If that is, that's okay. But I bet you it will book your next party. You might meet a team member. You'll have fun. You'll meet your loyal customers who don't care if you don't follow up. They're still going to order because they love the Alfredo. That's how all of us have grown businesses. You don't have to be perfect in this industry, but you have to get the ball rolling. Does that help? So that's step 1. If you are totally feeling stuck when you leave here, you just have to reach out to me and we'll come up with some phrases or words that you're super comfortable with to send out to like maybe 5 a day. And we'll just do that for 14 days and see what results we get, okay? I know sometimes groups, I'm going to use Jen, some groups just don't want to party. That's okay. There are other ways to do the business. Vendor events for sure, catalog parties, Facebook parties, but start if you can with challenging yourself. That's why we have the incentive this month to do 3 live parties, because I believe in my heart we still with food are a party plan business. Now, Facebook parties are fun. They're awesome, but I will tell you, even I, very social media savvy, don't pull the same numbers I do live. My live parties are just, so she can have something. Okay. I mean, I didn't know if you were saying no because you didn't want to. She needs some water. Okay. I didn't want to like overparent you, but I was like, it's okay if you have a snack. Okay. She's not working hard down there with those kids. Okay, so what questions do we have? Does that make sense? Do you feel a little more confident in setting a plan, doing a plan? Who feels good about their January? Sarah, what do you got going on?
I have 8. I have 2 weekends in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Boom.
So
done.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. And I just want to remind you of something that I heard at my very first conference. Every no is 1 step closer to yes. So don't I will never, ever, ever forget that, because that's what motivates me when I don't get a reply from someone, or when someone says, no, but just not for me. Okay, this means I'm one step closer to hitting somebody who is going to say yes, and they are going to be excited. And so every no is one step closer to yes. So just remember that. Kind of like the Yellow Brick Road, I think is what they talked about. So
doing the Well Expo Madison for 2 days. A little anxious about it. Yeah, it brings in somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people. We'll see. It could be a heart attack. Or it could be, I did one of their other events and it was not nearly as busy as they said, but I guess this is a wellness expo, so it is supposed to be.
good for you. When's that?
Yeah, it's 24th and 25th. And I'm hosting a workshop at my house, hopefully. So far, it's just me. That's all right. I got two babies.
Lots of time.
I got 2 babies. Yeah.
That's another thing too. We get so down right away if we throw out an invite, or even if our hostesses do. This is the biggest reason parties cancel, and they think no one's gonna come, because the first people you get to comment in the Facebook event is, nope, my daughter has a hockey tournament that day. Nope, we're out of town. Nope, we're in Hawaii. Well, that's 3 people in the first 5 minutes of her sending out the invite. What does that do to us? It makes us go, crap, I shouldn't have this party with Lori. So I caution you, those just aren't your people. Those people weren't supposed to come. The people that are going to come are going to RSVP the day before the deadline for the workshop, or the night of the night before the tasting. They're going to call their friend Bethany and ask if she can go. She's going to say yes, and the 2 of them are going to show up, and the hostess doesn't even know she's coming to the party and bringing a guest. Like, those are your best people. But reminder to yourself, you've got tons of time, work it, and don't let the no's affect how you feel about the party, because there's always no's and they're always first. And it drives me nuts too still. I'm like, you don't need to tell us why you're not coming. Just RSVP, no thank you. Like, just say no. We don't need to know you're going to Hawaii for your 17th wedding anniversary and you're staying at wherever and these are the days you're going to be gone. We don't care. Like, just say no. But people do that, don't they? So.
And don't forget either, when people do give you the nope, I can't go, hey, here's the party link.
Yes.
To check it out. Like, you can't be there in person. You can still check out our products.
And I always say, and support Sally's party, or let me know if this is something you'd be interested in trying. I'd love to party with you. That's what I always say. I do get lots of outside orders that way. You're right. And sometimes booking that way too.
I know I just recently had one that was asking if she can get her, like, can I pull back if nobody's interested? And I'm like, that's not going to happen. And she's already had like 3 workshops purchased, and if the party's not until like the 20th.
Yeah, this is the same person that was going to cancel on Brandy, and she was telling me, I just had to talk her off the cliff. People just get on that like, crap, no one likes me or no one wants to come. But don't we all feel that way too? I throw out an event for my own in-home things, and some months it literally is me and one person, and I'm like, should I call the person and tell her it's just going to be her? But I'm always afraid to cancel because sometimes people just show up. And this last time, it was Carissa's idea to add extra sales to my December. She's like, why don't you just throw a party on for next weekend? It was Saturday. I was at a vendor event that was not happening. Sam came to visit me, and nothing was happening at all. So I used my time to throw out a quick invite, literally like the fastest invite ever, made it on my phone, asked a few people. I sold 5 workshop kits total. 3 people came. And then at the same time, because I opened up my house, a bunch of my Christmas gift shoppers showed up during that time frame to pick up their stuff and pay me. That day brought in $500 or $600 in cash flow into my home that I was going to have to chase down at some point anyway, right? I had goals for sales and things. Genius. And I would not have done that if Carissa wouldn't have said, why don't you start out? Our kits ship so fast. You collect orders today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They'll be here in time for Saturday. And they were. So I can't say that enough. What else? Anyone else have ideas or thoughts about January? So January's not where you want it to be. All of us are still adding things. I know Sam has goals. I know. So if your calendar is like 0, it's okay. There's people that are going to watch this recording. They're just not here to say it. It's okay. And I've been there too in the past. My first year in business started in March. By the time I got to January, honestly, most of my parties that would have been my parties were my newest recruits. They had kind of all taken those. Like, they would have been my parties. And when you're new, I get it. A recruit joins you, and the first thing you think, you're not going to say it, but I'll say it for you, is, crap, that whole circle is now not going to be my customer anymore, because they're all going to become Michelle's customer or Jess's customer. So that first January, really, I had 4 or 5 recruits. They were all going to be my hostesses. So my calendar went to like no personal sales. And you have to remind yourself you're blessing someone else. And if I work at this, I'll find a few things. And I did. And it was pretty last minute. I mean, I had to find them in January.
all of you can do that. So never think that because I'm stressing like you need to get it now. It's not because you can't get things in January. I just want you to get in the habit of being in a healthier cycle. Just like with your weight loss, just like with your menu planning. When you frantically shop Sunday night at 7 p.m., are you going to do as good of a job as if throughout that week you were thinking of meals you wanted to make the next week and you write them on your little marker board and then you go to the store with a pretty solid plan Sunday morning after church? Like, this is just common sense. So book your calendar at the last second. Guess what? The invites feel rushed. The hostess coaching feels rushed. The more that you can get in a cycle of just doing it naturally, it all gets easier.
And with the meal planning, use the app.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say. Because when you're using it, you're gonna be able to talk to your customers about it, and you're just gonna, oh, Kayla posted a recipe I want to try. I'm gonna put that week 4 so that I have it there and just plan it out ahead. Or I saw Sarah posting it. I'm gonna put that week 2. It's all there. Clear out your grocery list, put it in there, add other things you need. It is so simple if you just use it.
And I think that's the biggest reason that the app is slowly starting to catch on with our customers, I think. But it's hard for them to get used to it too if we don't push the app ever. If we all keep emailing Wild Tree saying we want printed recipes and everything, which is great. I love that now we get them in the Make Fresh dinners and stuff. Our customers will never utilize that tool because they just expect us to do it for them. So I am really careful now when a customer asks me for recipes, the only place I go is the app and I send them the link so they have to click on it to either open it and print it or drop it in their own app because that's teaching them, oh, it was right on her website. It's not that I'm lazy. I would happily help anybody. But what's the point?
I think you can put your grocery list from, like, if you go online. And then, well, obviously you can print your, like, list. I don't know about, like, if you can print it out or not.
Yeah, I think you can print out your list.
I've never tried it.
I never tried either because to me, I don't need, I mean,
like, you
it's
print
so
out your
easy.
grocery list, but I mean, like, your recipes from your meal. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
individually print them out, I'm sure.
Yep.
Well, you have to go to the web because the website and the app are the same. So couldn't you print it?
Well, yeah, I'm sure you could individually print out the recipes.
Oh, like all of them that you have in like week 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it does menu form.
But yeah, the app is so simple, and I mean, that's what really helped me to be better at meal planning. And sometimes I legit sit in front of it all day while Ollie's in the back seat gabbing away, and I throw some recipes on there. Make
Yeah, I don't overcomplicate it either. I really don't. We do eat at home. We had bad habits at the beginning. Coming into last year at this time, we were eating every time Nate was off, and you guys know how my family operates, and Jess gets this. Your husband's not home a lot, so when he is, like, we want to go out together because out together to us was always our thing after the gym on a Friday night. Like, we worked out, we were healthy. The difference is now we weren't doing all of that physical activity, thousands of calories a week at CrossFit, so we can't handle going out to eat like that constantly. So we weren't using Wild Tree on the days he was home as much. Now I've been sticking pretty straight up strict, but what saves me is I do a lot of freezer meals, so all I have to do is go down there each day and just pull one. That's good for my family. I know not freezer meals aren't for everybody, but that is good for me, and I share that at my parties. If you like fresh, get the Make Fresh kits each month. That's a no-brainer. Get on Club Wild Tree, get a Make Fresh meal, and if you're that lazy and you don't want to grocery shop, Precisely sends you 2 to 3 meals a week from it, and it's all in a cooler, and you literally put it in your fridge, and then you have everything you need. Like, if you need an egg, they send the egg. If you need, like, breadcrumbs, they send you anything you need for those meals, and you can just make them. So that's a little more expensive, obviously, than going to Aldi's, like Sam is saying, but for some people, some of our customers, if that's what the price of taking care of yourself is, you need to do it, and then not spend hundreds on wasted produce and things that are just sitting at your house. I mean, really, I always say it's like having to clean the lady. Could I clean my own house? Yeah, but at the expense of you guys getting better training, Tuesday tips schedule. That's the stuff I do during times that I would have cleaned my house. So for me, it was a no-brainer. The value add to my life, because I don't clean. If you're wondering, I have not scrubbed this floor since I moved into this house, and I don't plan on doing it anytime soon because that feels like that would hurt my kneecaps. We have like in our defense, we have like a steamy cleaner thing. It's in the front closet. We use that like twice a year. I think it's really bad, but she's coming on Friday, so next Friday. Anything else? Anyone else want to talk about January? What I want you to take away from today is, number one, you're part of the coolest team. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think we're pretty cool. Number two, anything is possible in this new year, but set smart goals with a deadline and do the work. Like, you have to do the work to make it happen and track along with them. That's something Jenny talked about the other night that I don't think we do enough of, is stopping quarterly or whatever it is. So I like those of you that said quarter or by a month. Where are you at along that goal? Like, I'm going to use the trip, for example. I hope many of you, my goal for next year, truthfully, besides obviously chasing top income. You guys know that that's just how it works. That fuels me. But it really is to have, double the leadership team. I want at least 5 to 6 from our org on the next trip. This is like crazy to me. We're the top org. You guys see the newsletter? Like, there's no one doing better than us. And it's right now me and Sam going on the trip. Like, come on, people. Yeah, you're going. I see. I don't even like question it. She's going on the trip. There's no. But all of you can do that. It just comes down to the consistency piece. And the craziest thing is, the trip is like a tracker. Even if you don't want to take the trip, take the cash and buy a dishwasher. That's what I did last year. You don't have to go. So don't let that stop you, because I get a childcare vacation schedule. But to me, the trip is the best milestone tracker throughout the year. If you're not consistently selling that amount, but you're a team leader, I bet you probably want to be selling that amount a month. And if you're not recruiting that number, I bet you if you asked yourself, like, do I want to add 12 recruits this next year? Most of you would say yes. So that is just a great milestone tracker. So when they announce the next trip, which they will soon, just know that even if you can't take it, if it's not on your heart to travel, I get it. Sometimes going out of the country is not everybody's cup of tea. Track with it anyway and use that as you go, because that's what changed my business in the early days. Was I think I could go for Costa Rica. I mean, I'm pregnant, but I could probably do that. And it was honestly like night and day difference. 2 recruits a month I started doing because I knew I wanted to earn it for Nate. I wasn't going to buy him in, not the year we were having a baby. And it just changed my business. So it's just a huge tracker. I mean, I think for any one of you, whether you're doing parties, whatever, it's just a consistency. It's not even 1 recruit a month technically, because we get January through the next January. You get 13 months during a trip. You have to sell 24,000 and add 12 recruits during the trip. It's not even 1 recruit a month. If you want trip for 2, you need 4 more. So it's 16 total. 20 if you want the extra day, 24 if you want to take guests.
Bonus qualified recruits.
Yes.
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 So not just
someone that signs
yeah,
up for
not
a discount.
yes. Yeah,
Well, you sign up for the discount, but
Right,
then you
right,
need to
right.
do a long trip sometime. And we encourage, that's a good point. We encourage everyone to do that anyway. They have 60 days to hit 350. So even if they bought the shakes the first 2 months and bought an H2 pack or something, they would be Q still. So I don't want to say it can't be discount people, because we want it to everyone on the team. I mean, anybody that wants to come here, we want you. But yes, they do have to do 350 in 60 days time. Yep. Anything else? Otherwise, please get up, mingle, get a cup of coffee, chat. Those of you that plug
in the jar.
Yes, put your tickets in the jar. And I'm going to, Macaulay, I think you've had enough. Where's the donut?
Right here. Like,
oh, he did
just like the icing, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't think Jen's
He
gonna
did not
care.
like me touching him.
Sit down by Brandy, please.
He did not like me.
Okay, I'm gonna end this, you guys, and upload the recording. Thank you so much for watching if you did.
I put it in there.